Mustang Wrestling is on the air on Morgan County's B106. I'm Jeremy Weathers. Mustang Express brought to you by B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in downtown Fort Morgan, the place to shop for all of your appliance needs. B&B Appliance, a member of the Brand Source Retail Program. The Fort Morgan Mustangs are taking on the Frederick Warriors here from Fort Morgan High School tonight, trying to continue that winning streak in duels after a big win last week over Frederick, winning 58-14. It's a busy week for the Mustangs here in dual action, wrestling action. They'll be on the road for a duel tomorrow night at Northridge up in northwest Greeley. And then on Saturday, they'll make the trip in up the Front Range to wrestle the tournament in Mullen. So that's what they've got going on. We'll go through our Mustang starting lineup here. It's brought to you by Cargill Meat Solutions. Cargill Meat Solutions takes as much pride in the community as they do in the products they provide to their consumers, part of the KSIR B106 Scholarship Program. We're going to start out 113 pounds tonight. Junior Ian Wingstrom will be wrestling against Jordan Torres. Cody Carpenter takes on Dakota Macy at 120 pounds. Junior Justin Wood will wrestle against Alejandro Coronado. Jacob Gherkin wrestling at 132. He'll wrestle against Zach Garcia. Caleb Sills is at 138 pounds. The senior will wrestle against Jordan Salas. And at 145 pounds, freshman Richard Herrera for the Mustangs wrestling against Zach Moore. Derek Gray, the senior at 152 pounds, will wrestle against Phoenix Ginther. Brandon Hoffman, the senior and one of the top-ranked wrestlers in the state, at 160 will take on Luis Morales. At 170 pounds, senior Ben Hokenot will wrestle against Austin Salas. Freshman Chris Shriver wrestling at 182 pounds for the Mustangs. He will take on Brandon Sandoval. At 195, freshman Jesus Sabaro will wrestle against Jacob Ornelas. The Mustangs are open at 220 pounds. They give up a forfeit to Timmy Ornelas. And Mustang senior Angel Del Campo will wrestle against Ruger Fisher at the heavyweight class. The final match of the night will actually not be a match. Benny Medina for the Fort Lupton Blue Devils will take a forfeit at 106 pounds. So that's what we've got for the schedule. And that will lead us here into our opening match, which will come up after this short timeout. We'll take a quick break here on Morgan County's B106. Our opening match is brought to you by Ingmar Phillips Insurance. Ingmar Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush. They offer home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. Our first match of the night is Ian Wingstrom, the Mustang Jr., out there on the mat against Jordan Torres. That match just underway. Two wrestlers hook up, and Wingstrom reaching out for the right leg, trying to step around the side. He sneaks behind, gets his 2-point takedown. Wingstrom gets the first 2 points of the match. Tilts over Torres, leans him over, not quite far enough to get the back points. Torres will roll all the way through. Wingstrom working from the right side. Looks like he's got a cradle connected up now. Puts that right knee of Torres into his ear, turns him over. Here comes the back points. Off too far to the side. Doesn't look like a good pinning combination from there, but our official tonight, Warren Walker's got 2 points on the mat, and there's 2 near fall points to put Wingstrom up by a score of 4-0 as they head out of bounds. The Mustang Jr. out to a quick 4-zip lead. 1 minute, 17 seconds left in the first period. Wingstrom will jump on the right side, and we'll get underway. He slips across to the left side, stacks up Torres, nearly got some quick back points out of it. Now big half Nelson coming from the left side. Wingstrom breaks loose of that. Tilts over Torres again. Couldn't quite get any back points out of it before, and comes close, but not quite this time. We'll try and tilt him over one more time. Torres rolls all the way through. Wingstrom just stacking up Torres. Got a hold of the legs, lifting him up high, and just trying to lean him through for some cheap back points, but Torres won't give them up. 40 seconds to go in the first period. Ian Wingstrom leads 4-zip. First match of the night here from Fort Morgan High School. Mustangs hosting the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Wingstrom with the left arm barred up, starts to walk around that head. Torres not going to give it to him. Down to the final 10 seconds of the first period. Wingstrom trying to earn some more easy back points, but Torres not going to give them up in the final few seconds. So at the end of the first period, our score will be 4-0. Ian Wingstrom with the early lead. Torres has the choice. He's going to defer it off to Wingstrom. Wingstrom will work from the bottom. Mustang Jr. slides up into the referee's position, and we're ready to go for the second period. Wingstrom up to his feet, turns back in, faces, gets his 1-point escape as they go out of bounds. 5-0, Ian Wingstrom leads. Low ankle pick by Torres, and he slips around. Went clean through, now they'll break apart. No takedown. Torres had a shot at it. Now Torres hanging on to a single leg, and Wingstrom is able to stay away from him. They slip out of bounds, no takedown. Now Wingstrom slips by and gets an easy 2. Puts him up by a score of 7-0. Wingstrom working the legs. Puts his weight all on top of Torres, just trying to find solid position. Neither wrestler going very far. Torres flat on his stomach. Under a minute to go in the second period. Ian Wingstrom leads by a score of 7-0. Got a leg wrapped up with a power half Nelson, trying to turn it over. And Torres won't quite go for, well, he did go far enough to give up 2 back points. Making the score 9-0 now. So Wingstrom builds up a 9-zip lead. We're down to 30 seconds to go in the second period. Wingstrom with that left leg wrapped in. First comes with a big hard crossface around the left side. Back to the other side, trying a half Nelson. Now back into that hard crossface again. Wingstrom steps out around the front looking for the corkscrew. Gets it turned over briefly. Nope. He steps back in with the arm and not going to get any more points, but he does lead it 9-0 at the end of 2. The choice will go to Torres. He wants to start on their feet. So we're underway in the third period. Ian Wingstrom leads at 9-zip. Torres in on a shot. Front headlock put on by Ian Wingstrom to block him. They're near the edge of the mat. Wingstrom steps back in to pick up an ankle. He steps in and he's going to get a takedown out of it. Saw an open ankle right in front of him, so he pulled it right in and gets the takedown. He's now up 11-0. They sneak out of bounds and we'll head back to the center with 1 minute, 24 seconds left in the match. Wingstrom going to be riding. He'll jump on the left side. Drives Torres back down onto the mat. Now he's got the arm bar connected up, just trying to walk around the head. Torres doesn't want to give it to him, but gravity is going to take hold here. He's going to get it turned over, and now Torres stacked up. The back point's being waved off. Now big deep stack. This could be, nope, looked pretty good for a pinning combination, but Torres is able to slip out of it. But 3 more back points makes it 14-0. So we're approaching a technical fall here. Any more back points in the final 47 seconds would give Ian Wingstrom a technical fall. Wingstrom rides from the left side. Trying to tilt over Torres again, but Jordan Torres of the Fort Lupton Blue Devils will not go. 20 seconds left here in the match. A 14-zip lead for Ian Wingstrom. Wingstrom really is working hard to try and get those final few back points, but time is going to run out here. The final of the match is going to be 14-0. Ian Wingstrom is going to come up with a major decision and give the Fort Morgan Mustangs a 4-zip lead here as we start off this duel. This break between matches brought to you by Edwards Right Price Market in Flowerland, located at 1201 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Stop by and get what you need to refuel on game days at Edwards Right Price Market. We move up to 120 pounds. Mustang sophomore Cody Carpenter out there. He's wrestling against Dakota Macy of the Blue Devils. Again, opening match win for the Mustangs with Ian Wingstrom. Now here is Macy sneaking behind Carpenter, but they slip out of bounds. No takedown. Back to their feet, 14 seconds into the match. Carpenter lunging off the whistle, not going to get anywhere. They lock up forehead to forehead. Trying to find leverage here. Becomes a pushing match, and Carpenter just driving into Macy, and they'll slip out of bounds again. So they come back to the center and work their way counterclockwise inside the 10-foot circle. Weak shot attempt by Macy. Carpenter steps away from it. Now, flurry of activity. They go side by side and they step out of bounds. Carpenter ended up on his back, but it was after the whistle had blown. So they come back to the center, and we'll try it again. 50 seconds left in the first period. No score here. Mustang sophomore Cody Carpenter taking on Fort Lupton's Dakota Macy. Not a lot of activity early on in the first period here. Here is Carpenter reaching in on a single leg, but Macy sneaking behind him. And Carpenter just has a hand on a knee to protect himself. He needs to hang on. Best he can hope for is the end of the period or a stalemate. 10 seconds left in the period, and Carpenter just trying to hang on to avoid giving up 2 points. Looks like he'll do it. No points given. Will be scoreless as we head into the second period. Cody Carpenter is going to defer the choice off. Fort Lupton wrestler going to work from the bottom. So they'll jump back in. Carpenter's going to ride. Works from the left side, gets up high. And Macy trying to pull him right over the top. He's got Carpenter just about stacked up. Carpenter's going to have to be careful. He's got a right shoulder stuck on the mat, and he's trying to keep his left shoulder up. Macy's just directly stacked up on top of him. It's coming out almost in a crunch cradle. There is the reversal. No back points out of it. Now he puts Carpenter onto his back. Working a headlock. Carpenter trying to keep the right shoulder up off the mat. And Macy, the Fort Lupton Blue Devil, trying to get settled back in. Carpenter trying to keep the left shoulder up off the mat. He's got to fight for a minute here. Mustang sophomore trying to avoid the pin, but he won't do it. He'll be pinned in 3 minutes. Excuse me. So first points of the match for Fort Lupton. They lead now 6-4. T.O. Charlie's one of our sponsors tonight. See T.O. Charlie's for a great used car or truck today. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you at 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. So we make our way to 126 pounds. Junior Justin Wood out on the mat wrestles against Alejandro Coronado. These two wrestlers moving quickly right off the whistle. They do about 4 spins, 4 counterclockwise spins, and finally work their way out of bounds. And now they'll come back to the center. Coronado did not have his foot on the line, so he gets a caution for that as they restart. Now the two wrestlers work sideways and finally break apart. Wood reaching for a knee, can't get it pulled in, they break apart again. 30 seconds gone here in the first period. Forehead to forehead. Wood trying to get control of a wrist. A couple of weak shot attempts by Coronado. Now here's Wood in on a shot. Blocked off. The underhook keeps him away. Now they go out of bounds again. So a minute and 5 seconds to go in the first period. A lot of activity from both wrestlers, but not a lot of success by either one. A couple of shot and counter shot. Now here's Coronado, had a hold of a knee, trying to pull in Justin Wood, but Wood won't give it to him as they go out of bounds. 50 seconds left in the first period. Still scoreless. Been out of bounds 3 times. There's an ankle pick and pulled up nicely for the 2-point takedown by Justin Wood. So Wood gets the first points of the match. Goes up 2-zip with 35 seconds to go in the first period. There's Coronado up onto his feet, but Wood drives him out of bounds. He'll maintain control. And Wood will ride. Tries to drag Coronado down onto his side, but Coronado just crawling away. Now hits a sit-out. Tries to get turned back in. Wood following. Starting to get up pretty high, but wraps a leg in there to try and flatten down Coronado. Down to the final 5 seconds. Here's a good half Nelson by Wood. Can he drive it over and get any points? There's a couple of counts before the end of the period. See if he'll get all 3 back points. Nope, just 2. So that'll give Justin Wood a 4-0 lead as we head into the second period. Stepped into that nicely, came right into that half Nelson, and just needed a little bit longer to sink that down deep. But he'll take the 2 points. They're on their feet again in the second period. Fort Lupton leading in the duel 6-4. There's a shot by Coronado trying to drive into Justin Wood. He's got a hold of a single leg, and now Wood got hurt. I'm not sure what happened. But Justin Wood in that takedown. Wood did get taken down, so it is going to be 4-2. They're taking a look, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're looking at. It looks like the left leg. And that left leg was wrapped underneath behind the bodies, and I couldn't see what happened to it, but looks to be in pretty good pain. So while they take a look at him, let's take a commercial break. We'll take a timeout and be back with more here on Morgan County's B106. And welcome back. Not sure, it is a left knee injury, and it is going to be an injury default. So unfortunately for Justin Wood, he will be out on the injury. And that will be 6 more points for the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. And we'll have to see what we can find out with Justin Wood, but he was not putting any weight at all on that left leg. So we move on to 132 pounds, and Jacob Gherkin is out on the mat. Immediately he's got a single leg picked up on Zach Garcia. And Gherkin immediately gets 2 points. So just 15 seconds in, Gherkin is up. Right now the Mustangs trail in the duel 12-4. Major decision by Ian Wingstrom. Cody Carpenter was pinned, and Justin Wood goes out on the injury. So again, here's Jacob Gherkin out on the mat. Got his early takedown. Minute 15 to go in the first period. Rides from the right side. He's got Garcia flattened down on the mat, trying to work that right arm bar. Has the right arm in, trying to walk around the head, but Garcia not letting him go. Now here comes Gherkin around the head. Walks around the head, and he's got Garcia laying down pretty close to flat. See if he can settle it back for the pin. There it is. Pin time is 1 minute and 11 seconds for Jacob Gherkin. So Gherkin gets the pin and pulls the Mustangs within 2 points in the duel right now. So that'll bring Caleb Sills up to the mat at 138 pounds. Caleb Sills wrestling against Jordan Salas. Sills steps out, and we'll be ready to go here in just a second. Platte Valley Hearing Center, one of our sponsors tonight. 417 Main Street in Fort Morgan, getting your hearing to its very best. And immediately Caleb Sills gets a 2-point takedown. So he's got a cradle locked up right off the whistle. So he's got that locked up, cranked, and he's got the right side cradle trying to get that mashed down flat. The right shoulder of Salas just barely off the mat. Minute 30 to go in the first period. Caleb Sills out on the mat, squeezing away, trying to give the Mustangs the lead in the duel right now. A pin would do it. He gives up on the cradle. And flips over Salas. He's got him now back over on the other side just with a big hard crossface pressuring him down. Now he settles back into the referee's position. He'll get his 3 back points, and that'll put him up 5-0. So now here is Sills cranking away, and he puts in half Nelson. He's going to get a couple of more back points. Put him up 3. He get all 3 back points. That puts him up 8-0. Going for the pin here with 30 seconds to go in the first period. Turned over for 3 more back points, make it 11-0. 20 seconds left in the first period. Sills will he was working that left arm and lifted it up a little too high over the shoulder. Gets called for potentially dangerous. That stops it. And so with 19 seconds left in the first period, they're going to start back over in the center. Caleb Sills leading by a score of 11-0. Big hard crossface from the left side. That corkscrew move gets him put over, and are we going to get... Nope, not long enough for any back points. Started to count, but couldn't get it. Didn't get the full 2 count in, so it's 11-0. Caleb Sills leading big here in this 138-pound match. They're going to start on their feet in the second period. Mustangs trailing in the duel 12-10. Here's a shot by Salas. And Sills' big hard crossface to pressure away and to spin around for the 2-point takedown. He's up 13-0. Back points would make a technical fall and give the Mustangs 5 team points, but a pin would be worth 6. 13-0. Caleb Sills dominating in the match here with 1:25 to go. It's a big hard crossface, and looks like Salas is about to give up here. This is either going to be the technical fall or the pin. We've got 3 back points on the mat if the pin is not accomplished. 1:08 to go. So he flips back over, and we'll get the technical fall. And that'll give the Mustangs 5 team points. Ackley Building Center is your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard. Ackley Building Center, located at 1402 Mill Street in Brush. So the Fort Morgan Mustangs take the lead now, 15-12 in the duel. And the Mustangs now will send out freshman Richard Herrera at 145 pounds, and he's going to be taking on Zach Moore. Two wrestlers out and underway. Just 2 open weights tonight. Mustangs open at 220 and also at 106 when we come back around. 2 young wrestlers out there. They don't give us the grades of the Fort Lupton Blue Devils, but Zach Moore looking pretty young for Fort Lupton. Big drive by Herrera, and he drives through and gets his 2-point takedown. Mustang freshman scores the first points of the match. Working from the left side. Comes in with a big hard crossface, trying to do that pick and step that we see Brush do so often. Can't quite get it. Now he's got the corkscrew turned over, trying to settle it back in. Now he's got it settled back in, and Herrera going for a pin here. Trying to settle back on the shoulder. 47 seconds left in the period. Gotta be careful here. He's about to have Moore slip out from under him. Now he settles it back in. It's that corkscrew position is where he's got him in. And Richard Herrera going for the pin for the Mustangs. Trying to add to their lead here tonight. 25 seconds left in the first period. Herrera looking to finish this one early. Looking pretty close here. He looks like he's got Moore pretty flat. Can Herrera settle it out? He's got 10 seconds left. Final down to 5 seconds. Warren Walker, the official, jumping around to all sides to get a good look at it, but he is not going to call it. So Herrera does not get the pin, but he does get 3 near fall points, and that'll put him up 5-0 as we head into the second period. So Herrera will now work from the bottom of the referee's position here in the second period. He'll carry a 5-zip lead. Moore jumps on the left side. We're at 145 pounds. Here's stand up, and Herrera turns back in, and he'll quickly get a 2-point reversal and go up 7-zip. Herrera working a crossface, starts with the right side. Now reaching back around to the left side, trying to get control of the left wrist. Herrera still latched onto that left wrist, trying to figure out what he's going to do with it. Moore squirming near the line, heading near the edge of the mat. He gets himself pointed back in towards the center. Definitely 2 young wrestlers here, but Herrera working for it. There's that corkscrew again that he put Moore on his back in the first period. He's got it settled in again. Here comes some more back points. Can Herrera settle in for the pin this time? He's chest to chest with Moore, and there is the pin. About 3 minutes and 5 seconds for the Mustangs. 3-minute and 5-second pin for freshman Richard Herrera. Gives the Mustangs 6 more points. Buildings by Design, one of our sponsors tonight. The most important thing to buying, or how about I start that over? The most important thing to buying a new building or starting a new design build project is picking the right company to do it, of course. You can call Pat Walter, Travis Lefevre, or Jared Samples for your free bid, 970-842-5837 or buildingsbydesign.com. Here's Derek Gray out there, the 152-pound senior for the Mustangs. He's wrestling against Phoenix Ginther from Fort Lupton. Ginther in on a shot, trying to pull it in. Big overhook, I guess, by Gray. Keeps him away, and we'll come back to the center. 15 seconds gone here at the opening period of this match. Two wrestlers bouncing around. Here's a shot by Gray. Little short fireman's carry. Nice move. Put his opponent right onto his hip. Ginther trying to avoid back points, but it looks like Derek Gray had him tilted pretty close. Maybe a 2 count on the mat. Now he's settling it back. And Derek Gray going to get the full 3 back points out of this. Not sure it's going to be a good pinning combination. Minute to go in the first period. Gray loses the hold, but he'll get the points. So he'll go up 5-zip. 50 seconds to go in the first period. And they go flying out of bounds. So Derek Gray quickly builds a 5-zip lead. 46 seconds to go in the first period. Brandon Hoffman, Ben Hokenadel, and freshman Chris Schreiber coming up here for the Mustangs the next couple of matches. Gray looking for a cradle, but Ginther started to make his way up onto his feet, and once you get on your feet, they'll always stop that for potentially dangerous. Gray riding from the right side. 35 seconds to go in the first period. Here's another tilt for a 1 count. There's a couple of more waved off, so at least 2 more back points coming for Derek Gray. Settles back. There's the 2, so it'll be 7-zip for Derek Gray. The Mustang senior now riding from the right side, reaching around for the half Nelson on the right side. Sit-out attempt by Ginther. Tries to get himself turned back in. But Gray follows it nicely, and that's how the first period will come to a close. Derek Gray up by a score of 7-zip. Ginther's going to ride as we go into the second period. So Derek Gray gets settled into the referee's position. And we're ready to go. Big roll off the whistle by Gray. Makes his way up onto his feet trying to get turned in, but he just ran out of real estate. So we'll try it again. Just 6 seconds off the clock here in the second period. Gray up to his feet off the whistle. Standing switch, gets turned back in. And he's got the 2-point reversal. So Gray goes up 9-zip. Looking down at Justin Wood, sitting in the chairs, got a big ol' ice pack right on that left knee. Here's Derek Gray tilting over his opponent. He's going to get all 3 back points out of that quickly. Does it again, and this is going to be another 3 count, and we're looking at a technical fall here. If Gray does not get the pin, this will be a technical fall. Nope, he only got 2 back points out of it. I thought he got all 3. The official, Warren Walker, after awarding the 2 back points, then looked up at the scoreboard and realized it was 1 short of the technical fall. They'll go out of bounds. So Gray's going to ride 14-0. We've got 53 seconds left in the second period. Derek Gray trying to give the Mustangs their 4th consecutive win here in the duel. On the verge of giving that win. Rides from the right side. Wraps in that leg. 40 seconds left in the second period. Big power half Nelson on the way. Now he gives up on that. The double spike in by Gray. He's got both legs wrapped around, mashing Ginther flat down on the mat. couple more back points would do it for this match, but they'll go out of bounds with 20 seconds left. 20 seconds left in the second period. Gray will jump on the left side. Ginther up onto his feet briefly, but Gray drives him back down. Down to 10 seconds left in the period. Another big hard cross faced by Derek Gray. Not sure what the... We got a buzzer, and I'm not sure why. Well, we got a buzzer, and they stopped the clock for no apparent reason. So we'll finish out the final 4 seconds of the second period. Now we have the official end to the second period. Derek Gray leads 14-zip. Here as we head into the third period. They'll start on their feet. A takedown would finish the technical fall here for Derek Gray. They slip out of bounds. The pace has slowed significantly here in the third period of this match. Here's a shot by Ginther. He's got a hold of the single leg. And trying to walk up the body. Derek Gray reaches across, trying to block it off the leg, but Derek Gray, now Gray trying to just roll him through on sheer strength, but Derek Gray better be careful here. He was sitting over on his side, dangerously close to getting his shoulders on the mat. Ginther continues to hang on to a single leg, but Gray just on strength is going to be able to keep him away as they'll go out of bounds. So the score will remain 14-zip with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go in the match. There's the takedown for Derek Gray, and that will be the technical fall. So the technical fall, 16-zip is the score, so 4 consecutive match wins for the Mustangs. Let's take a 30-second timeout here on Morgan County's B106. Well, maybe I shouldn't have taken a commercial break right before Brandon Hoffman stepped out on the mat. He's already put his opponent on his back twice in the first 20 seconds of this match. So Brandon Hoffman immediately leads this one 8-1. He did give up an escape. He let his opponent up. Got another takedown. He's going to let him up again as they'll go out of bounds. So Brandon Hoffman is going to be up 10-2. All that happening in the first 38 seconds of the match. Within the first 5 seconds of the match, Brandon Hoffman had his opponent on his back. That's Luis Morales, 160-pounder for Fort Lupton. Hoffman will get another takedown, and that'll put him up by a score of 12-2. So a 5-point move, escape, 5-point move, escape, and now another takedown. And so Hoffman leads at 12-2, 47 seconds left in the first period. Hoffman's got the arm bar in. Now he's slowly walking around the head, trying to get it settled back. He's got 38 seconds left in the first period. Working to give the Mustangs their 5th consecutive win here in the duel. Hoffman starting to get it flattened out. He's got 20 seconds to finish the pin here. He's looking back at the official, Warren Walker, asking what he needs to do, but he doesn't actually have that left shoulder down. So the official has it right. Left shoulder not on the mat. Now he'll just switch around to the reverse half Nelson, and there is the pin call. 1:58 is the pin time for Brandon Hoffman. So 5 wins in a row for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Morgan Federal Bank is your one-stop shop for all of your banking and investment needs, from checking to savings to IRAs. 321 Ensign Street, Morgan Federal Bank. There is a difference. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So we've made our way to 170 pounds now. Ben Hokenadel, the senior out there for the Mustangs, drives through his opponent, shoves Austin Salas out of bounds. So they come back to the center. Hokenadel again putting the pressure on. Drives in on a double leg. See if he can get it finished off. They're right near the edge of the mat. He'll have to give up on it, and they'll work back to the center. No score, 20 seconds in. The 170-pound match. Just a little pressure by Hokenadel, and he'll just drive Salas down for the first 2 points. Take down Hokenadel. Mustangs leading in the duel right now, 32-12. Hokenadel works from the left side, looking to control a wrist. He's got Salas mashed flat down on the mat. Now Salas making his way back up to the referee's position. Hokenadel now switches out to the right side, looking for that pick and step. Trying to finish it into a half Nelson. Loses the half Nelson, but he does get Salas flopped over. And oh my goodness, a pin called right on the edge of the mat. I didn't think he was down for a full 3 seconds, but a minute and 21 seconds the pin time for Ben Hokenadel. Give the Mustangs 6 more points. Put them up 38-12. That will bring up freshman Chris Shriver for the Ford Morgan Mustangs. Central Auto Parts. For all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts at West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Shriver, the Mustang freshman out there. Six wins in a row for the Mustangs, leading 38-12 in the duel. 182-pound match. These two wrestlers forehead to forehead. The shoving match out there, and Sandoval is winning. He's pushing Shriver around more, but none of that translates into points. Minute 25 to go in the first period. Still not a shot by either wrestler. Now here is Shriver reaching for a single leg, but Sandoval just drops the weight on top of him. Sprawls back, is able to get out to the side and pick an ankle. Trying to spin behind, but Shriver has just latched onto that knee. Now he loses it. And there's the 2-point takedown for Sandoval. Just under a minute to go in the first period. Shriver flops out on top, and he's going to get the 2-point reversal. So Shriver now riding. 45 seconds to go in the first period. He rides from the right side. And a big Granby roll by Sandoval. Now he'll come out on top. The points are flying fast and furious. A reversal and an escape when it's all said and done. The score is 6-3 in favor of Sandoval. Now he's going to get another takedown, and he'll go up 8-3. 20 seconds to go here in the first period. Chris Shriver of the Fort Morgan Mustangs, the freshman, working from the bottom, now trailing in the match 8-3, trying to fight off a half Nelson with 10 seconds to go in this first period. I didn't catch it, but there were 2 back points in there. So when the first period comes to a close here, after all the chaos, it ends up being 10-3. So Chris Shriver trailing 10-3 at the end of the first period. He's going to ride. He'll jump on the left side. Sandoval, sit out, turn in, and Shriver's able to follow. He's got both legs wrapped in. Trying to get a half Nelson around the right side. And he had it for a second. He may get a couple of back points out of it, but then he's going to have to be careful. He's up, does get the 2 back points out of it, but he is up very high on the body. Nearly got rolled through once, but is able to settle back out on top. So Shriver still trying to tilt over Sandoval, but this time he does get caught. Sandoval just sits on top of him and is able to break free and roll right on top for the reversal. But after some back points awarded out of that, it ends up being 12-7. So Shriver did get 2 sets of 2 near fall points. But after the reversal now, he's down 12-7 with 40 seconds to go here in the second period. Crazy one here at 182 pounds. The points are coming quickly. Big power half Nelson coming from Sandoval, but Shriver is able to stay away from that. And they'll slip out of bounds. So 12-7. Mustang freshman Chris Shriver trailing. 7 seconds to go here in the second period. They're just going to ride it out. So Shriver does gain a little bit of ground here in the second period, but he's still down by 5. Shriver will ride as we go into the final 2 minutes of this match. Sit out by Sandoval, getting turned back in. Shriver trying to stay behind him. They're side by side, and now Shriver will try and settle back in control. So now here is Sandoval just trying to use his hips to hip right over the top, and he's about to get himself a reversal. He will get it, and that'll put him up 14-7. And now he's got Shriver sucked back. He's going to get a few back points out of it, maybe. Actually, I don't think he will. Didn't go long enough for the 2 count, so it remains 14-7, Shriver trailing. Down to 47 seconds left in the match. 6 wins in a row for the Mustangs, and Shriver down by a bunch here. But now he's going to hip over the top, and he's going to come out on top. He'll be trailing 14-9 after the reversal. But he's down by 5 with 20 seconds left in the match. They'll flop out of bounds. So Shriver's going to have to pretty much pin Brandon Sandoval to come up with a win here. See what he can do riding with 19 seconds left in the match. This has been a point fest here in this match, so anything could happen in these last 10 seconds now. Shriver trying to get Sandoval tilted over, but Sandoval is not going to go. Shriver trying to suck back Sandoval, but again, Sandoval just arches into him, and that'll be the end of the match. So it'll be 14-9, the final score. Crazy one there, but that will give the Fort Lupton Blue Devils 3 points on the scoreboard for the decision. So that'll bring us to 195 pounds. Jesus Ibarra, another freshman for the Mustangs, will wrestle against Jacob Ornelas. And they're already out on the mat and ready to go. Ornelas double underhook. Now he's looking to toss, but Ibarra is able to stay away for now. Nice split apart. They'll work back in towards the center. Here's a shot by Ornelas. He's got a single leg. Walking up the body, he gets his 2 points. Ibarra down 2-0. Power half Nelson coming from the left side. Nope, gives up on that. Big, hard crossface from the right side. Crossface from the right, power half from the left. He goes back and forth a couple of times. Now he's got the arm bar. Got the left arm barred up and trying to walk around the head of Ibarra, but he's going to lift it up pretty high. And our official will call a potentially dangerous situation, so they'll stop it. The match will stop with 1:20 to go in the first period, and they'll reset. Ibarra will go back to the bottom of the referee's position. Not a lot off the whistle. Ibarra trying to hit a sit out. Now he's back up onto his feet and gets sucked back down. Turns back into face, but walks right into it with Ornelas. Ornelas had him rolled through on his back. There will be 2 quick back points out of that. So it'll be 4-0. Ibarra is down. And Ibarra turns back in and came through with a half Nelson for a moment, but he does get the reversal. So that does make it 4-2. Now here's a switch, and Ibarra will get turned right back over. So another reversal will make it 6-2. So Jesus Ibarra trailing 6-2, 30 seconds to go in the first period as they slip out of bounds. The Mustang freshman down by 4, working from the bottom of the referee's position. 25 seconds left on the clock here in the first period. Ibarra tries to make it up onto his feet, but gets knocked back down to his knees. 20 seconds left in the period. Now Ornelas just puts the weight on him. Mashes him down flat, just under 10 seconds to go in the first period. And that's how this period is going to come to a close. Jacob Ornelas of the Fort Lupton Blue Devils leading 6-2 over Fort Morgan's Jesus Ibarra. Choice will be Ibarra's, and he's going to work from the bottom. So here's a sit-out attempt by Ibarra, but he gets caught halfway in the middle of it. Ornelas trying to suck him back. He doesn't go back to his back. He will roll to a hip, but here comes another armbar. Ornelas trying to be more careful. There was a potentially dangerous that stopped the move the last time he tried it. But now Ibarra comes up onto his feet and busts out for the escape, making it 6-3. So here's the shot by the Mustang freshman Jesus Ibarra, and he drives Ornelas out of bounds. A good burst of energy there for Jesus Ibarra. Bear hug time. Who's going to land on top? Ooh! Ibarra lands on top. Puts Ornelas down flat onto his back. He gets the takedown and the 2 back points. So that'll make the score 7-6. And Jesus Ibarra with the lead. Now Ornelas flops him back over. He'll roll through, and Ibarra has been taken down and is going to be giving up at least 2 back points. He's rolled past to where they're not counting off anymore, but there are 2 on the mat now. So a 4-point move for Ornelas there, and that makes it 10-7. Here comes a half Nelson. Ibarra is flat on his back, and he's in trouble. He's going to get pinned. 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Jacob Ornelas gets the pin and gives the Fort Lupton Blue Devils a second win in a row. Let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we will have Angel Del Campo, the heavyweight senior, after this on Morgan County's B106. The heavyweights are on the mat, and it's a throw contest, and Angel Del Campo came out on top. He has Ruger Fisher on the mat, and he's trying to get him settled back. Angel Del Campo going for the pin for the Fort Morgan Mustangs, trying to get the right shoulder of Ruger Fisher down flat on the mat. Del Campo trying to settle all the weight on him. Got to be careful not to roll over too far, but this is good position for the Fort Morgan senior. This looks pretty flat here for Del Campo, and there is the pin call. Del Campo gets the pin in 1 minute and 20 seconds, so the Mustangs get back on the winning track. That'll make the dual score right now 44-27. And that is actually, didn't even notice that is going to do it for the duel, actually, because our last weight will be 106 pounds, and that is an open weight for the Mustangs, so it'll be 16 points for the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. So the final dual score will be 44-33. Fort Morgan Mustangs pick up another win. We'll take a timeout, come back, and bring you the postgame show. Back after this on Morgan County's B106. Our postgame show tonight is brought to you by High Plains Bank in Wiggins. No matter what your loan needs, stop by High Plains Bank at 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins today. Also inquire about checking and savings accounts as well as CDs at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. Well, it's a good night for the Fort Morgan Mustangs. They have a strong run in the middleweights to come up with a 44-33 win here in this Tri-Valley duel against the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Just noticed the sheet that I was looking at here. The program they handed out said we were wrestling Frederick. We started out at 113 pounds tonight. Ian Wingstrom started it off with a major decision, just couldn't get the technical fall. He ended up winning. 14-0 was the final score. And then it was a couple of Fort Lupton wins. Cody Carpenter was pinned in 3 minutes, and Justin Wood got injured his left knee. It got, not sure if he got twisted or bent backwards. It was kind of happened. We were blocked by bodies, so I couldn't see exactly what the injury was, but he ended up, the match ended on the injury, so that was 6 points for the Fort Lupton Blue Devils. Jacob Gherkin started a strong winning streak here for the Mustangs at 132 pounds. He got a pin in 1 minute and 11 seconds of Zach Garcia. Caleb Sills got a technical fall, 16-zip win over Jordan Salas at 145 pounds. The freshman Richard Herrera, a nice win, a 3 minute and 5-second pin over Zach Moore at 152 pounds. It was another technical fall for the Mustangs. Derek Gray got a 16-zip decision over Phoenix Ginther. Brandon Hoffman needed the entire first period, but he did get the 158 pin over Luis Morales. And Ben Hokenottle, another win at 170 pounds. He got a pin in 1 minute and 21 seconds. Chris Shriver, a good match against Brandon Sandoval, but ended up losing in a wild one. Final score 14-9. Jesus Ibarra was pinned in 3 minutes and 24 seconds by Jacob Ornelas. And Mustangs were open at 2:20. And Angel Del Campo got a big pin, 1 minute 20 seconds the pin time for the Mustangs senior at the heavyweight class. And then the Fort Morgan is open at 106, so Benny Medina stepped out and took a forfeit. So 44-33 was the final score of the duel. The Mustang wrestling team will be back in action tomorrow night. They will be in Greeley at Northridge High School, and we'll have that match on the air tomorrow night from Northridge High School shortly before 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Mustang wrestlers are also in action on Saturday. They'll wrestle at the Mullen Tournament. So that wraps up our coverage, and thanks for tuning in tonight. I want to say thank you to one or two more sponsors here: Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's hometown savings and loan in Fort Morgan and Brush, and Insurance Connection, whether it's health, life, or dental insurance or Medicare supplements. See Sharon Kaufman at Insurance Connection. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thanks for Brendan back in the studio, keeping me on the air. I'm Jeremy Weathers saying thanks for tuning in. Have a good evening.